Hey LVC, greetings from Karura Forest, where I've been on a prayer walk for part of the day. I've been on a silent prayer retreat, well, silent until now, where I've been praying for you and the church and for us as leaders. So I want to take this moment to do a pastoral short on the theme of walking. I've been thinking a lot about walking recently. And in fact, as an LVC staff team, we went on a prayer walk during our regular bi-weekly staff meeting. We went to Karura Forest and did a prayer walk together. We walked and prayed, and then we had a lunch together. We've been talking about Ephesians, the book of Ephesians. And a couple weeks ago at a staff meeting, we talked about the idea of walking in the book of Ephesians. And so we said, hey, let's go on a walk in Karura Forest and pray together and think more about this theme. So I said I've been thinking a lot about walking recently. I was on a plane coming back from my leave, and I watched this film called A Walk in the Woods. And it's about this long journey on the Appalachian Trail that a couple of guys attempt. Now, if you've never heard of it, the Appalachian Trail in the United States is a 3,500 kilometer trail that some people do completely. Well, others do part of it, but the point of the Appalachian Trail and why it's so appealing for many beyond its beauty is the fact that you're going to a destination. You start in the southeastern United States and go all the way up to the northeast, and you see so much beauty, but there's this goal, there's this destination. The reality, church, is that we are not really global nomads. We are global pilgrims. Nomads just wander around, but pilgrims are on a journey to a destination, and that is what we are as followers of Jesus. So as I said, I've been spending a lot of time in the book of Ephesians, and Lord willing, we're going to do a series in Ephesians in the early part of next year. One of the things I love about Ephesians is that Paul uses this verb. In fact, he makes up this verb, and he's the only one really in ancient Greek literature to use this verb that's translated to walk. Now, some translations will say to live, but actually the powerful meaning of this verb is where Paul says to walk. So, for example, he says, we've been saved by grace through faith, and we've been created in Christ Jesus for good works, that we may walk in them. Then he says to walk in a manner worthy of the calling to which you've been called. Not necessarily the calling you have in life is in terms of career or job, although that could be, but it's more about the calling to belong to him and to be part of his people. He'll say elsewhere, walk in love, walk as children of light, walk as wise, not as unwise. And so we found this so helpful as a staff team as we talked through it, and then to go on this walk to think about how are we putting one foot in front of the other as we journey with Jesus. And so I just want to encourage you to try, even as a practical step, go on a walk with Jesus. We've talked about this before, but consider getting out here in Karura or the Arboretum. It's worth the 100 or so shillings to get here and to take the time to go on this walk, to talk with God about how's your walk doing? How are you and Jesus doing? Consider also opening up the book of Ephesians and finding in there, use the ESV where it translates it as to walk, and look at those, meditate on those passages. Maybe even before you go on the walk, and then as you're going on this walk, to talk to the Lord about where you're at with him. How are you doing in your walk? How do you need to grow? And how could someone help you walk more closely with him? If you have any questions, reach out to us. We love you. We'd love to journey with you more on this walk with Jesus. And we're in this together, church. Love you.